For what seems like forever now, climate change has been a hot button topic, and it's changing our world. The good news is that there's plenty that we can do about it. Today's video is sponsored by Bill and Melinda Gates. Every year, they release an annual letter, and this year's discusses climate change and how it's something we should all focus on in order to reach our goal of zero emissions, clean energy, and more. So today we're going to discuss how climate is affecting us and what we can do to mitigate the effects. Here are 10 ways climate change will affect our world. Number 10 is poverty. Nobody deserves to live without their basic needs being met, but thanks to factors such as extreme weather conditions, natural disasters, and harvests being depleted, the number of people living in poverty is already in the millions. There are even farmers who can't afford to feed their families properly due to their crop yields not measuring up, despite already being in the food industry. But one of the bigger issues here is that the richer nations are more often the ones causing the damage to our climate, which is making the poorer nations the first to suffer. If all of the first world countries could make big strides in taking on global warming, it could mean not only a reduction to the number of impoverished individuals, but could literally save millions of lives. Number 9 is transportation. Every mode of transportation, from planes and ships to simply walking, is being impacted by climate change. As global warming causes the world's ice to melt, it exposes more ocean water, which absorbs more sunlight and heat than ice does, which then melts more ice. This causes sea levels to rise and can lead to flooding and extreme weather, both of which can impede our ability to get from point A to point B. Many of our roads, railways, and bridges could soon be underwater. Plus, as the weather gets worse and more intense, travel by boat and plane could be impeded. In addition to the reduction of our carbon footprint, these issues can be positively influenced by better planning of transportation systems and population density. Carpooling can literally save the planet. Number 8 is extreme weather. Emissions are trapping in more heat than ever before, and with that heat comes the evaporation of water. And well, what goes up must come down. In this case, that means the storms we're used to experiencing are becoming increasingly powerful, and the damage that they leave in their wake is becoming worse. Hurricanes and other weather events are more extreme as they're fueled by larger amounts of water, and if something isn't done, they will only get worse. But thankfully, something absolutely can be done. Construction materials like asphalt and concrete, which cover huge areas in cities and roads and parking lots, trap heat. If we could reduce the amount of heat being trapped in a particular area, say by adding green spaces such as parks or gardens, studies show the severity of storms would be reduced. Number 7 are the oceans. Able to absorb vast amounts of heat and carbon dioxide, our oceans provide an unmatched buffer to climate change, but this ability is being rapidly compromised. An estimated 17.6 billion pounds of plastic materials is added to the Earth's marine environment from land-based sources every year. That's about the same as dumping a garbage truck full of plastic into our oceans every minute. Exposed to the sun, those materials release CO2 when they break down, adding more of it to the water and increasing acidity. Since the Industrial Revolution, the acidity of the world's oceans has risen over 30%, which is largely in part due to rising carbon dioxide emissions. You yourself can help slow the destruction down simply by avoiding plastic straws, cutlery, and bags, and switching to sustainably sourced wild seafood. Number 6 is health and mental health. Believe it or not, a positive impact on global warming could also mean a positive impact on your physical and mental health. Our well-being may be directly affected by climate change, and not just through our exposure to increasingly devastating natural disasters, but the increasingly toxic air that we're breathing and heat exhaustion also matters. Scientists have proposed the theory of ecological grief, in which we feel a natural and legitimate grief in response to ecological loss. Basically, being aware of the ever-changing climate of planet Earth can have serious mental health consequences, such as anxiety, depression, and post-traumatic stress disorder. It's even been speculated that by improving the health of our planet, we could actually reduce the number of individuals suffering from substance abuse. Number 5 are forest infestations. Our forests are in real danger because of climate change, and the threats go beyond fires and deforestation. Tree-killing insects are thriving. their numbers growing faster than ever due to longer summers and milder than normal winters. Plus, their food sources, trees themselves, are losing precious defense mechanisms as prolonged droughts drain them of their needed resources. Though it may seem like it's just giving the insects a bigger food source, a real way to make a positive change is to plant more trees. Investing in carbon capture and storage strategies will bring down the amount of carbon in the air. Lower CO2 levels means fewer droughts affecting the health of our trees, and less warm months for insects to thrive in. Winter may be cold, but it's necessary for our planet's ecosystem. Number 4 are wildfires. Every year, wildfires are causing billions upon billions in damages across the globe, and alarmingly, it's only getting worse. Droughts and higher than normal temperatures attributed to greenhouse emissions have caused trees to become drier, making them easier to ignite and burn. With all that smoke being created, our air quality is being compromised. Trust me, I live in LA. I know. Even if you live on the opposite side of the world from a colossal wildfire, your health can still be affected. See, we're all connected. What happens over here can spell disaster for others over there. But that also means those of us over here can help too. By focusing on reducing your carbon footprint, you can slow down the speed in which our planet is heating up, thus reducing the devastation that wildfires cause. Number 3 is pollution. Our continued dependency on fossil fuels has left the Earth more toxic than it's ever been. However, climate change is causing pollution in more ways than you might think. The warmer the atmosphere becomes in polluted areas, the more ground level ozone or smog is created, which can cause asthma attacks through irritation of the lungs of those who breathe it in. Meanwhile, truly drinkable water is becoming scarcer as global warming causes freshwater sources to increase in temperature, meaning the amount of bacteria and other disease-causing agents also increase. With a larger move towards alternate energy sources such as solar panels and wind turbines, we can push climate change back, albeit slowly, and allow our population to thrive in clean air while drinking clean water. Number 2 is nutrients in food. Providing food for an expected population of 10 billion people by the year 2050 is going to prove truly challenging. Rising carbon dioxide levels are sapping nutrients from our food, which means a reduction in the amount of iron, protein, and key vitamins and zinc present in our basic grains and legumes. This also affects our meat and dairy, as every animal in the biosphere depends on plant consumption for nutrients. Even foods grown organically today are largely inferior to the foods our ancestors ate. But not all is lost. Farmers across the world have adopted regenerative practices to restore health to the soil by minimizing their ground disturbance and planting a wide range of crops in complex rotations, thus improving soil structure. Coupled with a reduction in carbon dioxide, we could see improvements in the very near future. And number 1 is agriculture. Imagine waking up tomorrow to find that there's no food left for you, your loved ones, or for anyone else on the planet. Well, though it won't obviously happen overnight, this scenario could become a bleak reality sooner than you think. As weather patterns shift and water supplies become unreliable, obviously so does too our ability to grow food or provide any to livestock. Crop yields are also affected by disease, insects, and weeds, all of which can become much more of a problem if nothing's done about climate change. However, one of the biggest ways to reduce this swiftly growing problem is to focus on food we've already harvested. If food waste can be dramatically reduced, then we'll see a positive shift in our edible resources. Of course, for real change, bigger things need to be done, but hey, that's something that you can do. So as you can see, there's a lot of hope. Please visit the link in the description and read the Gates annual letter for 2020. This year, Bill and Melinda Gates are sharing reflections on some of the big risks that they've taken in global health and education over the last 2 decades of their foundation. They also touch on why they'll continue making big bets on climate change and gender equality in the next 2. It's possible to swing for the fences. Taking big risks are often most useful with issues that won't go away on their own. Opportunities pave the way for future progress. But that's all for this video. Thanks again to Bill and Melinda Gates for sponsoring. As always, thank you for watching and for liking this video, and of course, a big thanks to all of my channel members, especially the names you see on your screen right now. All of you help keep my channel going. Thanks again, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.